So you know that point where you're trying to heal from things that broke you, and then the world is making it very difficult. I was once in that era, and it was very crazy. So this day I was going to Omole Estate. I was going to Ikeja actually for a public speaking training. I think I was 19 then, and I actually went, and where I was done, I was coming around, I think it was 5, and I had to quickly get home because I wanted to meet up with Bible study at around 7 p.m. And because of that, I think the traffic was too much at that Agidimbi roadside. For those of you who walk around the Keja, you know what I'm talking about. So the traffic was very, very terrible. So what I did was I got down from, and I had crisis that day because I don't stay in stuffy areas. So I quickly had to get down and I rushed straight home. I was really trekking and I was more or less like running home, so I'm able to get home early to prepare for Bible study. While I was towards that second gate area, a bus conductor did something that was very crazy. And that made me to lose motivation. Although I went to Bible study, but I went there with heavy heart. He got close to me. So I was running and I was running by the side of the gutters because I wouldn't want to cause any obstruction. I hate problems. And this guy was like the bus driver was trying to, like, where the traffic is actually very um very much, very tough, and then they're all trying to squeeze their ways through. And that was the only way I had to walk on. The other was inside the gutters. So I had to walk on the railings of the gutters. And then the conductor actually screamed. He screamed gay at me constantly, calling me all sorts of names, and said I was coming from a place where I went to be laid. At that point, I everything could get to me, right? Everything could get to me. Everything was a trigger. You call me a boy, a girl, I would cry. You call me gay, I would cry. You call me any name, just simply telling me I walk like a girl, I will cry because I hated myself at that point. I didn't know what I was living for. I just blamed my father for ever being feminine. And that period, I didn't see the joy. I didn't see the positive parts of being feminine. I didn't see the part of the fact that I was so talented. I could learn any skill I wanted in few minutes and I was good to do it, right? I was that good with learning, especially when it concerns female skills, makeup, hair braiding, cooking, designs, like decorations. I could actually literally learn anything I wanted to do at that point, and I did it. Like I started making bags, beads, lots of things, hair, makeup. I could do them without being taught, right? All I needed to do was see what you did within few minutes, and I'm going to replicate it. So that was that. And it was really a devastating moment. I just want to tell you this story because you have to understand that in life that you're living, even though you are young, I really, really, really believe this generation. I should have been in this generation. I should have been born now because this generation is, oh my god, daredevils, right? The way my little sister will tell you not to speak to her in that manner again because you spoke to her rudely. Even though it might be our dad's age, she will tell you, you have no right whatsoever to talk to me like that, and your words would not get to her. Your words would not get to her. She has never been crossed before by anybody's words. She only cries when I cry, right? When she does something and I don't even know how to hit her because she's a girl, and I just bust out into her. I'm like, why are you this very silly? I don't want to hit you, all that big brother stuff. And then for the fact that I wanted her to like feel the emotions, if you hit her, it's not even a problem. She's not gonna cry. Even if she cries, she's going to still go back to it. So what we do is I cry instead. And when I cry, I know it's emotional blackmail, but I do that. I hope she doesn't listen to this actually. So I cry, and each time I cry or I shout and I just break down. Most times I truly break down. There was time my mommy traveled and then I was the one looking after them out. Most times I broke down because I was like, what the hell? Was this what mommy was going through? By the way, I love my mom. Like she's the best. She is the best in terms of handling these kids, these younger ones of mine. God. Okay, but I love the gods that the generation that I'm raising as my siblings are in. You don't break them. You don't break them. Whatever you say, they will tell you, yes, that is what I am. Are you gonna kill me for it? Right? As long as you're not gonna kill me. I think there was a day I was relating this story to one of to my siblings, and one of them was like, bro, sure you did not tell him you are gay, me. Tell him you are gay and then let him do his worst. Let him come and touch you, and then you will beat him, you will hit him, you will tell him that you don't just meet people and talk to them like that. That was a crazy story. That was actually a crazy story. So fast forward, I got home that day and I went for Bible study. It was just a very terrible day for me. My day was already going bad before that guy did that, and it messed up the whole part of my day. And by the fact that I was also not feeling too well, it wasn't actually a very good thing for the guy to say that day. So that was the story of how I was called gay at 19. And I think the thing that made me stop crying that day was when the guy said that, I burst out in tears almost immediately because I was already having a bad day and I was not also feeling good. I think the guy, if he had known that I was having crisis, he wouldn't have opened his, I wouldn't say gutters, I would say his society, uh how will I say it now, manipulated tongue or something like that. But I won't want to use the word gutters because that mouth was really very dirty because the words that came out of it, from the words that came out of it, you will know how the buccal cavity is. So I would say after he actually said that and I burst out in tears, there was this man behind me that he just patted my shoulder and was like, "Are you gay?" And I turned to look at him. I was already upset. So that word was like, what are you trying to do? Take your hands off me. And I said, if you're not gay, then don't listen to what he's saying and just go home, okay? I don't know the man from anywhere. I think probably he was in the bus where I was, and he was maybe hiding when I was chatting, when I was sweating profusely. I was telling the driver that I want to calm down because I wasn't feeling all right again. I don't know if he came down then, as I didn't see him. I didn't notice him. I just know I just knew someone was walking behind me while I was on the railings of the gutters. And then is it railings of the gutters? I mean, look, what they call that gutter lane again? So that was how he patted my back and told me that, oh, if you're not gay, then just have to continue your journey and forget about whatever he said. I wish it was so easy for me to forget about whatever he said. Like that experience kept on with me until I think it was around 2022 when I went to Leventis. No, 2020 when I went to Leventis Foundation. So at that point, if people still called me gay, I was always be very, like, very, very angry. Not until it became a norm in my school. They were all calling me, boy, girl, this and that. But what stood out was because I was very intelligent. Yes, I was. I still am, just that to read book again, they tire me. But yes, I was. And that made me stand out. So in as much as they call that, they call it with respect because my darling, you had to come at me things come and teach you one or two things. And if you tell me nonsense, those are going to call me. I'm not going to teach you. I'm not going to say anything to you. I'm not going to help you out with that problem you're facing. I'm not going to help you talk to that lecturer or talk to anybody. I'm going to simply just let you be. And then I was also a group leader, which gave me access to the group counselors and then to the bigger people in that school. I was actually in Ocean State, more precisely. I think Leventis Foundation Agricultural School, and it was more like less like an agricultural school. So it was more like I went there to actually go and like man up, or stop acting like a girl. So it was very, very. That was where I stopped caring because they made it like a norm. Okay, so that is just a little story for this episode, and the lesson is: first, you know you better than the world knows you. I feel awareness is the highest currency you can have. When you are able to know yourself so well that people cannot get you to be who they want you to be because of their own purpose, or people cannot tell you who you are. You know yourself better than anybody else. That is a win. Second is that as parents, make yourself so available to your children in general, especially those of your children that are feminine, your feminine guys or your masculine girls. Make yourself so available to them because at that ages from 14, 15, 16, mine, the pressure started at 19. People will come for them, they will trouble them. Be there for them. Have a listening ear. You can't fight it. You just have to walk them through rejecting such offers because they will make them feel that is who they are because of how they act. Please, I beg of you. I hope you enjoy this. This is just a little play on this episode and me telling you just a little story of how I was called gay. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I hope this very vulnerable story of mine teaches a lesson. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. If you've not reached out via comment, please comment. Thank you so much once more and enjoy the rest of your day.